a very important video I need to share with you guys today regarding fire prevention. Being ready for those fires, whether it's a forest fire or a wildland fire, something like that. The folks over at Be Well Farms here in California, they have a very important message to share with you guys. Not only with the people who live out in the rural areas, but the urban folks too. So here we go.
We were completely burnt out in the 217 Nuns fire. We lost our home, our hay barn, vehicles, all of our feed for our animals, all of our tools and equipment, and our workshop, and nearly everything that we had owned. At that time, we had really no idea that anything like this could happen to us, and we really, frankly, never even thought about it. And so we did not have a plan in place, and we were absolutely not prepared when the fire came. Now, since then, learning from our past experiences, preparedness is key, and we have learned that and know the reality of what it's like to be in that kind of a scenario. So one of the things that we do to stay prepared is to work on reducing our fuel load on the ranch. We now live here on the Atwood Ranch, and we work here as well. This is our home, and behind us we butt up to a forest here. This was not like this when we moved in. There was a lot of ladder fuels, and the fire actually came right down to this location here. So outside of every fire season, we work really hard to reduce our fuel load by cutting and burning brush. We chip where we can, and we also use our livestock for grazing everywhere possible. So that's one thing that we're doing to prepare for fire season.
Real quick, I just wanted to add on a very important thing she said there. They didn't expect it to happen to them. That's what I think everybody says. Folks, we all need to be prepared. That's why I make these videos, I share these videos, because you learn from everybody's experience. They pass on a lot of knowledge to us. So folks, please pay attention. Please share these videos. This is why we need to be prepared. If you think it's not going to happen to you, folks, just look at Texas, the Midwest during that polar vortex.
Another thing that we do to prepare is to make sure we have all our supplies gathered in an accessible area that is ready to grab and go when an emergency strikes. And what I'd like to do today is walk you through our emergency plan and show you what we've done to come up with a plan since the last fire. So first, what I'd like to do is show you our PPE, or our, not PPEs, our go kits. The first thing you want to do in a fire is load all your go kits in a vehicle, load all your pets and your family, and go to a safe place. And so what we have here, we have just very useful items. There's power supplies, generator, and
Folks, real quick, have a plan. She said if you have to leave the area, you have to go somewhere safe, you have to have a plan, folks. And also the power generators. I'm actually reaching out to numerous companies to see what kind of power generators I can get my hands on to review for you guys, because I know I got a lot of questions on power generators, those solar backup generators. So I'm working on it. Stay tuned, folks.
Car jump starters. This also has a USB charger as well as an air compressor. We keep one of those in each vehicle at all times, actually. We have extension cords to go with the generator, chainsaw. There's gasoline on the ranch too. This comes extremely handy if trees have fallen in roadways or on fence lines and you need to remove those for clear access. We have plenty of face masks here. We also have replacement filters. We used these during the fire. They came in very handy. The smoke was really thick and awful. It wasn't just smoke. There was a lot of chemicals and bad stuff there. So those, especially the full face mask, came in super handy and made us feel much safer when we were in the fire zone. These are our go bags. So this big yellow one here, this is full of Austin and my PPEs and change of clothes and first aid kit, toiletries. This little blue bag and red backpack, these are for my dog. It's just got some.
Real quick, I want to touch on this also. I touch on this on multiple videos. Not only do you have to prepare for all the humans in your family, but you got to prepare for your pets, folks. You got to have extra food, extra water, and of course, if they're on any medication, have some medication on hand. I suggest at least 2 to 3 weeks. Always consider your pets, folks. Don't forget them.
Water, food, his medical, vet records, and like a blanket, sleeping pad, and contact information in there as well. Has a leash and some collapsible bowls. So just some grab and go stuff to help keep him a little more comfortable during an emergency. And then we have a couple extra hoses with nozzles and fittings. They don't have to be these really nice fire hoses. Any hose would work. We realized that was something that we needed more of during the fire, and so we try to be prepared with some extra hoses as well as fire extinguishers, which we ended up using several times. Now, the fire extinguishers, you need to make sure that they are actually let's see if I can show you here. Actually still in that little green zone, which means it's still charged. And so if they're not charged, you can get new ones or have those.
Again, folks, sorry to interrupt, but a highly overlooked item are fire extinguishers. I believe I covered that in the prepping for apartment preppers. You got to have the right fire extinguisher, folks, and have multiple fire extinguishers. Highly overlooked.
Recharged. Over here, we just have a bin with some more extra items that would help for safety. We have a bunch of different kind of face masks over here. These are some emergency, the fire blankets, the foil ones. We also have a couple small first aid kits with the basics in there, extra batteries and a couple types of tape. These are the extra filters for our face masks, several kinds of flashlights and a NOAA weather radio, alert radio. Those are really nice to have. We also have several types of gloves. You never know what you're going to be getting into when the time comes. So having gloves is essential. We have a bunch of extra emergency drinking water packets. So this is a last case scenario for drinking water.
Real quick tip. No criticizing here at all. But I notice a lot of things, the items, the preps, emergency gear in here are brand new. They've never been opened. They've never been tested or used. Folks, big tip. When you get something, I don't care if it's like the flashlights here, any type of equipment that you're going to need to rely on heavily, please open it and test it. Do not store it away right away. Do not throw it in a bug out bag or an emergency gear. Open it up, test it out, folks.
But you never know when that could be in need. And we also have backup water storage here at the house. This is also handy for the planned power outages, but you never know. It could be needed in the case of fire as well. And then we have one more bin here. And this just has very important documents. So we have business documents, wedding album, and then this is all our important files. Anything from medical records, insurance, our pets info, addresses and emergency contacts, tax info. So anything you don't want to have to re-get from any organizations later on, or any important information, is just good to have that in a bin and ready to go. So that is our Go kit. We keep these all in bins and accessible areas. The Go bags we keep in our closet. We don't have a lot of storage in the house, so that's a handy area for us. And the rest of it is in bins on the outside of the house near the driveway, so we can load it in the car in a hurry if we need to.
A very, very good video, a very important video to get out to you guys. Get ready for those fires, folks. Fire prevention. No fear. We hope for the best. We prepare for the worst. Take care of each other. Be safe out there, folks. Southwest Prepper Group subscribers get a 15% off promo code Southwest Prepper. And that's for life, with no minimum purchase requirements, no product restrictions, and no expiration date.